Yeah, man, player ratings, business people. Should we go to 200? You know, as you can see, forgive me, ignore above. There was a thumbnail, I mean, timestamps, people. So, Leno, 6, you know, did nothing spectacular. I don't blame Leno for anything. In the goal we conceded is a penalty. It's luck of the draw. There ain't nothing he could do. I give him a 6. I think his distribution was good. You know, I think I'm sure Leno made a big save to save us, you know, really and truly. You know, he made a big save. On another day, I might gas it up a bit, but I think 6 is a cool result, man. Defo don't agree with a 4 for Leno. I think that one there is over. 6 is cool. 4 is overdoing it, just a fan, but everyone's allowed an opinion. Moving away from that, let me try and do this from memory. You had Luiz. I'd say a 5. I feel Luiz, you know, tried to play those passes forward. I don't blame him for the goal we conceded, you know. He's playing balls forward more than certain midfielders. So I think a 5 is a cool result for David Luiz. Gabriel, I'm going to give a 7. I think Gabriel had a good game. You know, I think sometimes he was fouled in the air. I think Gabriel had a good game for me. We've actually missed Bellerin out. So Leno a 6, David Luiz a 5, Gabriel a 5. I'm going to give Bellerin a 5 as well. Don't think he was poor. You know, it's the same old from Bellerin. Reluctance to overlap. Poor in the final third. Saying that he should have had an assist. People, Aubameyang should have scored. So I give 5s to Luiz, 5s to Bellerin. David Luiz was very good in my opinion today. Well, very good's overdoing it, but he had a good game, a decent game. Cedric, you know, sometimes Cedric's final ball was poor, but I think Cedric put him that 7's overdoing it. I give Cedric a 6. I think Cedric massed in a little work. I think he put in a shift. He obviously got an assist. I think he kept going, man. I think he was all right. So I'm going to give Cedric a 6. Xhaka, I think Xhaka just about gets a 5. I think Xhaka was, after being quite decent the last number of weeks, I think Xhaka was underwhelming. I think sometimes his pass was under pressure. I don't think it had quite the same glee on it and things like that, but he weren't as poor as some man might make out. Danny Ceballos for me, 7 again. You know, I don't think anyone could get higher than a 7, but he tried to play the ball forward. He did what he could in that regards. He seemed to be the one player definitely in the first half that could make something happen for me. So yeah, I'm gonna go with a 7 for Danny Ceballos, people. I'm seeing some man saying 5s and 6s and 4s. This is why I love doing this, because nobody's wrong. Everybody's allowed the different opinion. Man is saying how is Xhaka a 5? He was awful. He gets a 3. I respect your opinion, but I'm gonna leave him as a 5. Smith Rowe, puffed and puffed. I think it's a 5 from Smith Rowe, really. Maybe a 6, but I think it's a 5. He weren't really doing the Smith Rowe business. He tracked. He did get on the ball. To be fair to you, Smith Rowe, he did try and drive down the left-hand side. He looked evidently tired. I give Smith Rowe a 6. You know, he weren't really about like that, but I give him a 6. He was cool today. Really can get a 5. I allow him a bit. He can get away with a 6. Saying that, I don't think he was on the same level as Cedric, though. Odegaard, I'll give Odegaard a 7. You know, I'll give him a 7. I think he was all right. I think sometimes he's making runs, people, and Odegaard isn't being found, personally. Maybe he could call for it a bit better. Sometimes his end product could have been better, but I think he was one of the only ones, didn't get to do it too many times, but the only ones trying to play a ball forward, you know, trying to break the lines. And I think, I won't go as far as to say it's an encouraging game and stuff like that, but I think Odegaard was all right today, man. So I think a 7. My man of the match, if I had to pick, not that I think there was anyone, would be Ceballos, really and truly. I personally think, again, not by much, but if you had put a gun to my head and was to ask me who the standout performers are, the people that I would have the least to say after the game, I'd say probably these lot, really, you know. Just for and to be fair, Cedric made an important block in the first half where they could have scored as well. That one there went over my head. Smith Rowe looked a bit tired, and you know, this is where Arsenal need a proper 11. That's one thing, but we struggle in terms of depth. And when you get to a time like this, you're in that difficult period where in the ideal world, you shouldn't have to rely on Smith Rowe and Saka. You shouldn't have to rely on them. You should not have to rely on them, but we have to because they're young men and whatnot, and our team isn't performing, people. So yeah, that's we've done defense, we've done the pivot, we've done the 10. Well, we've jumped ahead and done one of the wingers in Smith Rowe for this game. Aubameyang, a 4. You know, the movement was there. I don't think he was being hit, really. You know, in fact, I gotta say 3, man. I gotta keep it true. You missed a big chance, man. Big chance. I don't think you can, you know. I don't think you can blame. I'm not blaming this all on Aubameyang because we, away from that, we didn't even do enough to score. We conceded a cheap goal. You know, we was done unlucky with the penalty. But you know, if anyone else does that, you know, I'm not. If that's Willian, the energy is different. You know, Aubameyang's paid to score goals and he's fresh off scoring a hat trick. I know he ain't been too prolific this season, but yeah, man, you're paid to score goals. Like I said, you know, I'm not going to go as far as to say Aubameyang lost the game for us because it's not the truth. But that game, you know, when you're looking back at the highlights, that's a missed chance where it could have put us somewhere. And not a year to the day, but against Olympiacos, you know, we messed up over 2 legs. Leno switched off it at the Emirates, but we all remember while Aubameyang scored that bicycle kick, he missed a vital chance. He's still my captain. I'm not going to turn on him. Like I said, man, we're calling him the Messiah away before. But yeah, man, Aubameyang's got to hold a free for that chance and them things there, really and truly. Bukayo Saka, probably on course to get a 6, but he scored, so he gets a 7. Probably going to have more aches and pains. Yang Vertonghen, all these players kicking lumps out of him. He should have scored before he actually scored, in my opinion. You know, I don't think his end product was quite there. He was scuffing at shots. I don't feel Bellerin helped him out enough, but I think he can get a 7. Just like I said, a 6 plus a bonus point. You know, Saka on the poorest of days gives us a lot more than a couple other players, which again speaks volumes of Saka. And says a lot about our team, people. I'm missing somebody else out. I tried to do this from memory. Who am I missing out in this team, people? Leno, Bellerin, David Luiz, Gabriel, Cedric, Xhaka, Ceballos, Smith Rowe, Odegaard, Aubameyang, Saka. There is a player I missed out. I'm sure I'm missing somebody else out. Apart from the subs, as you lot know, people. So let me actually check the lineup. To what? No, holding. That's the back 4. That's my back 3. I'm missing out. So who the hell am I missing? Yeah. I'm bugging out. I knew that's yeah. It feels like I'm missing out the subs. That's what I'm missing out. So yeah, the subs. Well, you know, El Nene. I knew I was missing out some players. El Nene, NA, Willian, NA. You know, they weren't on the field long enough. Tierney, for minutes played, 6 for the minutes he played, purely because he offered an outlet going forward just for the minutes he played. But really, it's an NA. Weren't on the field long enough. Pepe, you know, by the time you and Martinelli came on, you couldn't do anything. Like, it was done. So NA, really and truly, I think Tierney just showed the benefit of having an out-and-out left back, an actual left-footed left back. But they barely had enough time. They came on too late. The game was already sorted. They never had no time to adjust or really get involved. So really, it's irrelevant. The subs are irrelevant for this game of sorts, people. But in relation to my player ratings, that's it. So checking once again, people. Leno gets a 6. Bellerin gets a 5. David Luiz with a 5. Gabriel and Cedric with a 7 and a 6, respectively. Granit Xhaka with a 5, Ceballos with a 7, Smith Rowe a 6, Odegaard a 7, Aubameyang a 3, Saka a 7. The substitutes, Tierney a 5, but realistically, like everybody here, just they weren't on the field long enough. It's just forcing it, people. So that's my player ratings. Please let me know what you guys' ones are as well, people. Football is a diverse game with diverse opinions.